I love hosting and having dinner parties, so this week I had a friend over for a blueberry-themed dinner party, and I made blueberry-themed ravioli, blueberry burrata, a blueberry and feta flatbread, a peach and blueberry salad, blueberry balsamic chicken thighs, blueberry mules, and blueberry cheesecake and blueberry oatmeal bars for dessert. I got started making my pasta dough. I did 3 different shades of blue and a white pasta dough. I let those rest while I made my ravioli filling with ricotta, Parmigiano Reggiano, salt, and pepper. I then thinned out the pasta dough and used my fettuccine attachment to cut out some stripes. And then I started layering everything all together to create this fun blue lattice pattern. I thinned out the pasta one more time and then started assembling the ravioli. I piped on the filling and then cut out each of the ravioli. I'm so obsessed with how these turned out. They scream blueberry to me. Then I started working on the apps. I caramelized some red onions with a little honey and made a feta and ricotta spread for the pizza. I spread that on with a little olive oil, the caramelized onions and blueberries, and then baked that in my pizza oven. It turned out so delicious. It was so yummy. And then I topped that with a little bit of arugula and some olive oil. And then I made a savory balsamic blueberry compote to add to the burrata. I added everything to a saucepan and mixed that up and let it simmer for a bit to get nice and juicy. I then added that on top of the burrata and added some pistachios, a little olive oil, some flaky salt, and I topped it with some basil. And here are our appetizers. They were all so yummy. And then I made our blueberry mules. I muddled some blueberry and lemon juice, strained that, added in some Canada Dry ginger ale and some mint, and then started working on the entree. I made a balsamic and soy sauce blueberry compote for the chicken. I gave the chicken thighs a sear, then added the blueberry compote on top and baked that in the oven. I dressed some arugula with a balsamic vinaigrette and topped that with peaches, walnuts, blueberries, some feta, and a balsamic glaze. I browned some butter and cooked the ravioli. And here is the final product for our dinner. And then earlier in the day, I made the desserts. I made a small 6-inch cheesecake because I can never decide on just one dessert. So I made it extra mini. I baked that in the oven and then started working on the blueberry oatmeal bars. I made the oatmeal crumble and pressed that into a pan and then made the blueberry mixture. I added that on top and then crumbled a little bit more of the oatmeal crumble on top and baked that in the oven. I decorated the cheesecake with some blueberries and thyme. And here is the final product for our desserts.